Sheesh.
All right, so we'll open up to questions for Casey and Caroline. Just raise your hand.
When did Grace have to be both? Okay, go ahead.
Any questions? Jake.
Caroline, 16 assists tonight. What would you sense working for you guys offensively?
Yeah, I mean, they were pressing up on us, so we kind of were able to beat their guards and just dump it off to the bigs most of the night. So that was good. And then Casey obviously hit a couple threes, so that was also good. Yeah.
Aaron.
Casey, how do you feel your team put you in a position to succeed tonight?
Yeah, my good friend sitting next to me had 16 assists, so a lot of it came from her, but we just really look to get out in transition and also just help Grace out because she gets a lot of pressure now, so yeah.
Okay.
For the both of you, coming off of the loss to Minnesota, what was your mindset coming into today's game?
Yeah, I mean, we think we played really well against Iowa, kind of gave it away in the fourth quarter, and then to go to Minnesota and kind of get blown out, we obviously have to respond here. You know, I think we've lost a lot of games in a row, so just being able to get one and get back on track is going to be really important down the stretch. I think we still have a bunch of games left, so being able to get back on track and hopefully stack some wins.
For both of you, how can you try and take the momentum and form from this game and try and spark a run with the rest of the schedule?
Yeah, I think this is going to be huge for us. We have a couple practices and play a good Wisconsin team, so I think just building off of this in practice and using it as momentum into Wisconsin and then all the rest of the games.
Yeah, I mean, obviously, I think we've played a pretty tough first end of the Big Ten, so just kind of getting those out of the way. And I mean, we played a bunch of good teams close, so that kind of adds to the confidence. And then just to get a big win here, we think will be really good for us in the next couple games.
Other questions? Good job, guys. Good job. All right.
Great, thank you.
That looks good. Sprucing the place up a little, you know? Yeah, I like that.
Coach, go ahead and start with a statement of the day.
Yeah, I'm there, seriously. Yeah, I like that. No, just really, you know, it was one of those feel-good games that we needed. We just needed it as a team. We've been playing really hard, practicing hard, and, you know, we had a tough 6-day road trip to the West Coast and then had to turn around, play Iowa. I played 3 games this week, you know, Monday, Thursday, today. So, you know, we're a little bit, you know, fatigued, but I thought today we played with great energy, and I was really proud of our team. And, you know, Rutgers, physical, athletic, they guard you. They always have. And so, you know, I thought we played through, you know, did what we had to do on both ends of the floor. So, and again, I thought Caroline played one of the best games of the season for her. And, you know, just, you know, you want that from your point guard to make everybody better, and that's what she did today.
Questions? Yeah.
Coach, on the topic of Caroline, before the season started, you said that she was playing some of her best basketball right now. Do you think that sort of matriculated in this game today with her 16 assists?
Yeah, you know, I think, you know, we're not. I think, again, it's also her teammates, her teammates being able to finish and, you know, hit shots, too. And I think she got them the ball in the right time at the right spot. And that's what great playmakers do. And I thought today, you know, we finished around the basket. We hit a couple of threes on kickouts that she made. So, you know, I just thought she made a lot of good decisions with the ball.
Joe, Caroline, that's her 6th game this season with 10 or more assists. Just, you know, how valuable?
I think her Cousins is keeping stats for her, you know. Is that right?
Yeah. Six games this year.
Wow. Wow.
But just how valuable is it for you to just have that comfort of knowing that you've got one of the best point guards in the country?
Yeah, I think the biggest thing is confidence-wise that she's playing. You know, the biggest thing today, the difference has been, you know, like I said, we made baskets. We haven't helped her. We haven't helped Grace that much either. but today, at times, we've been so up and down scoring the basketball. It's been our effort's good. Our defense been, for the most part, pretty solid. But, we got to score the ball, and especially in a league where everybody plays great defense, and you're playing against, every team we played, I think, this after the minute had been ranked in the top 20. So, and everybody coming up is going to be, and Rutgers had played people really tough too. So you got to play. She's trying to, and it's hard. You're a senior. It's your fourth year. And we have new players, too, that haven't played with her that, the second half of the Big Ten, I think, hopefully we can start gelling a little bit together offensively. But part of that is her getting the ball at the right time, right place.
Coach, to stay on the topic of Lau and her 16 assists, a lot of the assists came by pushing the pace in transition. Was that something that you wanted to emphasize in the game plan going into this one?
Yeah, good question too. Exactly. We one thing she does kind of remind. We had a great player, Ashley Deary. I think Caroline is chasing some of her records too, and Ashley Deary was, led the nation in some categories, and Ashley, from three-point line to three-point line, and this is something we work on, practice, was as fast as anybody I've ever seen with the ball. And that's a special art to be able to navigate through traffic. And Caroline, from three-point line to three-point line, is so quick with the ball now. And I think that's where she's getting us in transition. People are starting to fill behind her. And, if Grace a great finisher, so we can get her running with Caroline, Casey and those guys. I think we'll be. That's another weapon that we haven't been great at yet. But today I thought transition we were really good. And she, like I said, when she wants to, she can just accelerate. She's probably faster with the ball than without the ball. Don't tell her I said that.
Coach, career high in scoring for Casey tonight. How does that just reflect the?
I'm sorry. Say it again. I'm sorry.
Career high in points for Casey tonight. How does that sort of just reflect the body of work she's been putting in the last few weeks?
Yeah, like she's a silver lining for us, an unsung hero. All the things she does, all the dirty work, grinds, rebounds. Dives on the floor, and I think one of the most underrated players in the Big Ten. And even though she's a junior, it feels like she's been here forever. She's come in and started as a freshman and has a lot of experience. And I think, I'm just glad to see she works really hard, lives in the gym, makes A's. She's just a captain, does all the right things for this team. So for her to, kind of take a deep breath and just play and relax, I thought it's great to see that today.
Two questions, if that's okay. First, speaking of new players, Amparo Lopez had a pretty key 3 and also assist in the second quarter. Just how is she developing? Your thoughts on that?
Yeah, today's her birthday, so I told her don't miss, and she listened. And Amparo, is still trying to figure out, I think, college basketball in America. She's done a great job adjusting to Northwestern, and loves people on this team. Love her. She's just an incredible personality too, and we're starting to see the talent come out. She's starting to figure out how to play, with who's around her, and so second half of the season we're really excited for her.
And just a follow up, Casey, Caroline, and Grace all had double-digit points today. How important is that to them?
Yeah, we got to get. We scored in the 50s against Iowa, and we defended Iowa, but we needed to score in the high 60s to beat them. And so when those guys are all, in double figures, we got to the 7. We got 73 points tonight. That's big for us because our effort on defense has been good, but we got to find ways to score the ball. So those, when we become a hard team to defend when all 3 people are scoring, and Paro comes in and hit a big 3. You're right, it was a momentum 3, and I thought it just gave us a little shot in the arm.
Coach, Rutgers came out first quarter, got off to a 19-15 lead, but then you guys outscored the team 24-12 in the second quarter. From your perspective, what was kind of that second quarter response look like?
Yeah, we challenged them, in between quarters to just make sure defensively. I thought at the end of the first quarter we started to guard them a little better, and then it carried over, held them to 12 points, and then we got out. We got out, rebounded, and ran, and I feel like there's a lot of good basketball left for us, and today we just needed a W. I'm just going, if you coach a long time, sometimes you just like, hey, and hopefully that'll give us, some momentum. Like I said, we had a long week and a long 2 weeks. So you got to be resilient. We keep preaching that every day. So hopefully that'll carry over. We got a big game Thursday against Wisconsin. So hopefully that'll today will really spark us.
Speaking of Thursday, you mentioned that you guys played with great energy today. How do you want to keep that up going into Thursday?
Yeah. If you have a secret weapon, let me know, man. Because I think a couple things that when I not to really go too deep since it is my last year, but I wanted to be a coach, and I talked to Jim Valvano one day. He recruited me, and he was at Iona, and I said, Coach, tell me what I need to know. And he said, there's only 2 things you need to know. The rest of it doesn't mean crap. I'm quoting him. And I said, okay. He said, recruiting and scheduling. That's all that matters if you're going to be a college basketball coach. And 40 years later, he was right. And the schedule, when it hits, how it hits, we've played Ohio State, Washington, Oregon, both on the road. We played 3 of the last 4 on the road, Minnesota on the road. And it's, we just haven't been able to get a grasp of, our schedule. And again, the Big Ten, as you guys know, is spread out a little bit, like one ocean to the other, I guess you would say. So, everybody's got to be ready for that. And I thought today I was worried, so I knew we were exhausted from Minnesota, but we came and played, great energy. So if I'm going to, the scheduling part, we got to take advantage when you're home in this league. Yeah. I knew he was going to go to NC State, so I didn't go play for him. He dumped me then.
Thank you.